Hey YouTube, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's Clem the Kraken, and today I'm trying something a little bit different. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Club Penguin is closing down soon, and it was one of my favorite games growing up. I joined Club Penguin in 2008, so I've been on there for 8 years, almost 9 by the time it closes. Club Penguin was like an online world. It was a virtual world that was created in 2005, and it was just based on penguins. It was a penguin game. You were a penguin, you walked around a penguin island, there's lots of other penguins, all penguin related. And I've been there for a long time, going on 9 years. And it's hard for me to see it go because a lot of my favorite games growing up have kind of disappeared or changed. One of them was Bellicera, which was a horse like themed game, and they had collectible cards, which I still have a lot of. But they had this whole online world too that basically hasn't had any changes made to it since, or for a while. I don't know for how long, but there's been not a lot of changes, so there's a lot of glitches and things that aren't working. Um, the Barbie website, the old Barbie website, was fantastic. They've changed it now, and it's not as great. It's not gone or anything. It's just not as great, in my opinion. And then Pixie Hollow, which was another Disney game that was based around the Disney Fairy World. Really loved the game for that one too. But that got deleted and then was never brought back, even though there was, I think, rumors of it coming back. It never came back. Basically, the point of this is I've been on Club Penguin for a long time. It's closing in 2 days, as of today when I'm filming this. And, I've seen a lot of changes, and it was a big part of my childhood. It was a game that I enjoyed playing, and I still do. And I continued to go on less and less, but I still went on, and I saw the changes, and I saw the events and all that kind of stuff. And my point is, I'm sad to see it go, but I thought I would kind of walk around with you guys and talk about some of the things that have changed since I've been on there, and some of the things that have been introduced in the time that I've been on there. Some of the things that I never had access to, things that I've missed since the game came out. So this is going to be an interesting video because it's my first gaming video, and I watch gaming YouTubers. I watch Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Crank Gameplays, the RPG Minx, just various gamers. I love video games, but this is the first time I'm filming one, and I'm using a software that I've never used before, and I'm on a Mac, so just bear with me, guys. And also, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear the game sounds. I don't have whatever you need, like an external microphone. I'm doing this like very base level, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear the sound of the game. But yeah, let's play since it's leaving. So Club Penguin Island is the new thing that they're doing, and I think it's solely app-based. And I might look into it when it comes out. Well, let's log in. So here's my penguin, 10 Perry. 10 because that's the age I got it at. Perry is actually the name of our pet tortoise. But that was the only penguin I ever had, and I think my penguin was always blue. But of course, I have various things to put on it, outfits and different colors. So the suggested servers, this is actually kind of funny. The suggested servers, the ones that have speech bubbles next to them, are ones that are like safe. They're like highly regulated for talking to people and what you can say on them. So when I first started, my parents always used to make me go on that, and so I went on Altitude, or there was one at the bottom in like the W's that I went on. But then when I was feeling like rebellious, I went on Alaska because it didn't have one, and it was always one of the higher populated ones, which obviously it's gone down immensely. Let's go on Blizzard, though, because it seems like there's a lot of people on there. So one of the things about Club Penguin is that it's a game that I'm sure many people... Oh, you guys can't even see me. Let's go over here. I'm going to just try and make myself identifiable here and put something on my head. Let's put a purple mohawk on my head. Okay, so I'm this penguin over here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see me. Let's go to my house first. So this was one of the biggest things that suffered because I didn't have a membership. So if you were to go to Igloo, there was a point at which I did have a membership that I had. I saved up a bunch of money and bought essentially a castle igloo. And you can see there's like a whole bunch of stuff in there. We can't even view it because I don't have a membership anymore. But the igloo that I do have is kind of fancy. It's like a Victorian house style igloo. All of the snow decorations I think came from a Frozen event that Disney did. But here are all my puffles, which are the little creatures. I got most of them when I was young, which is why they have dumb names like Perp or Snowflake is okay. I think this one's named, yeah, Crazy. Crazy disappeared. I think I sent Crazy to the backyard. But one of my biggest things about getting a membership is that I always wanted to get a membership when I had the most money to get as many puffles as I could. Because there was a point at which, so the white puffle and the orange puffle came much later than all the other colors. But there was a point at which the limit on puffles was 16, so it was 2 of each color. And that was my goal. Like, I wanted 2 of each color of puffle. And then, of course, they added a whole bunch of more puffles that I don't have. In fact, let's go to the plaza. If you go over to the Adopt a Puffle area, there's dog puffles and cat puffles. There's a whole thing one summer where they did this, the Puffle Hotel, where they introduced the rainbow puffle. None of this was a thing when I was first on here. There was like just the basic puffles. Let's not do that. But then they like expanded and they got a whole bunch more. They even have this Puffle Park out back here. I think a Puffle Wilderness now? Oh yeah, back here. They have a Puffle Wilderness where they have like a deer puffle, a unicorn puffle, a rabbit puffle. I don't know what that is. A raccoon maybe? But they didn't have any of these puffles when I was around. And of course you can't get any of them now unless you're a member. So I wouldn't have been able to get most of them anyways. Oh, while we're here, let's go to the Everyday Phoning Facility. I think when you first became, when you first got onto Club Penguin, you had the option of becoming a spy for the PSA, the Penguin Secret Agency, something along those lines. And they had all these, and of course I became one because I thought being a secret agent was the coolest thing ever. So, yeah, the Penguin Secret Agency. So the first mission that they have you do is the case of the missing puffles. And then as it goes, it becomes a little less of a like mission by mission and more of a actual story. With this guy, Herbert, I think is the name of the bear. And I just remember it became so cool, and they were actually like relatively difficult. There was the last one, the Veggie Villain. I was stuck on that one for a long time. But then the DS game came out, and that was like the next installment. But at the end of the Veggie Villain, which I guess spoilers, but nobody can play this anymore, so not really. At the end of the Veggie Villain, the bear blows up the agency with popcorn, and so they replace it with the EFP, which is the Elite Penguin Forces, and all PSA agents could become, or EPF agent after that. Again, a lot of things you couldn't do without a membership, but, I played the games, did the spy drills, went back and did the missions over again. One of my favorite missions was the last one, just because I was so happy when I finished it. So the name of the mission is The Missing Puffles, and it says, Antarctic, famous reporter for the Club Penguin Times, has lost 2 of her pet puffles. It is your assignment to find and rescue them. let's do it, guys. Thank goodness someone is here to help me. I think some of my puffles are in trouble. They're missing. When did this happen? It happened an hour ago. I was doing some reporting for the Club Penguin Times, so I brought my camera with me to take pictures. What happened next? 2 of my puffles must have hidden in my camera bag, because when I got home, I saw that they were missing and my camera was gone too. Could you describe your puffles for me? The green one loves to explore and be goofy, and the purple one likes to take pictures. Don't worry, Antarctic, I'll find them. Oh, please find my puffles. I need to know that they're safe. Alright, so the missions were like a click and point based thing, and then you use the arrows to navigate. So we are here. Let's go to... This, by the way, is the old map of Club Penguin. Like, this was all that was there. The new map, as you saw, was a lot more crowded, but this is what it originally was. Let's go to the pet shop. Seems like a good place to start, right? Wee. Ooh, a note. So there's a code down here. G has 44 pairs of socks, is what that said. So I'm sure that will come in handy. I don't know where. That's a lie. I do know where. But let's pretend I don't know where. Let's go to the sports shop. Hello. It is a beautiful day on the ski hill. Can I get you something? Yes, please, I assume. Check out the catalog for everything you need to get around Club Penguin with style. Do you have any special items? Well, there are some other special items. You can take a look at them if you can answer this question. How many pairs of socks do I own? So let's assume this is G and say 44. Is my answer? Oh, so you are a secret agent. Pleased to meet you. My name is G, and I have all the spy gadgets. May I see some? Sure, just follow me. Here's some spy equipment I've invented that might come in handy. Take what you need. Alright, I'll take both of them because I assume that I'm going to need both of them. Let's go to the ice rink. They only highlight things on the map that are important, and I know how this mission goes, but... Ooh, photographs of a green puffle. Alright, let's go to Ski Mountain. I just saw some penguins in trouble on the iceberg. They look stranded. The iceberg, you say. Help, help! How did this happen? Too many of us waddled to the edge of the iceberg at the same time, and the part we were standing on broke off. We started to float away. Don't worry, I'll find some way to help you. Thanks. No problem. So I have this life preserver. Let's see, not far enough. So there's a thing down here with the wind telling you how fast in which direction, and I'm just shooting appropriately. Whoa, too far. Was not paying attention. There we go, at all the penguins. What a great view. Thanks. I saw 2 puffles. One had a propeller cap on and the other was carrying a camera. They flew away, but I don't know where. If I was higher up, maybe I could have seen where they went. Higher up. Let's go back to the mountain. Oh no, our penguin friend is crying. I was using my homemade telescope to look around Club Penguin and it fell apart. Oh, please help me fix my telescope. If you do, I'll let you look through it. Please, will you help? Yes. I have a handy-dandy phone. This is what the old spy phone used to look at, and now it's like more iPhone looking. I'll show you when we're done with this. Just click on the telescope and I'll let you look through it. Okay, let's see what we can find. There's Club Penguin. Very nice. There's the ocean. Oh, I see me a green puffle. Tallest mountain in Club Penguin. Holy cow. Hey, you must be one of Antarctic's missing puffles. Come, Puffles, let's go back to Antarctic's igloo. You found my puffles. I'm so glad they're safe. Happy to help, Antarctic. I found them at the top of the tallest mountain. The tallest mountain? Why were they up there? I don't know. The purple puffle was taking a picture, maybe to help with the newspaper. That makes sense. Oh, oh, that makes sense. Ever since I got it, I've loved taking pictures with my camera. I'd love to stay and talk some more, but I have to go back to headquarters now. Ooh, headquarters. I sound important. Thank you for doing such a good job, not only in bringing my puffles back to me, but helping others around you. If I need any more help in the future, you'll be the one I call. See you again sometime. Goodbye. Goodbye. Ooh, 30 medals. Okay, I already have that item. That's what the missions look like. That was just the first one. Like I said, did not take me 40 minutes, but I've done it before. So, oh yeah, this is the spy phone now. It's a lot more impressive. And this is what the map looks like. A lot more things on it. So let's look at some of my favorite games. There is a lot of games, and I played most of them. Some of the newer ones, this one was a newer one. Most of the Puffle ones were new, and most of these have stayed the same. It's really the Smoothie Smash and then these three Puffle games that are new. Oh, and this one. This is new too. But my favorite game of all time was always this one, Hydro Hopper. And I'd play this when I was, bored with homework or something. I'd hop onto Club Penguin for a second and play Hydro Hopper. Use your mouse to move, clip to jump. You're just avoiding obstacles in the water. And you get points for doing so. There's 2 ways to play this game. You can try and try and move to the objects to get more points. I always just stayed directly behind the boat.
I liked playing that game. I was okay at it.
And then there was levels in the game, and they would tell you things like buoys cannot be jumped, so can't jump over those. If you come across one, you just have to try and avoid it. Okay, you guys get the point. But then you would do games like that, and they'd get you money, and now they tell you what you can do with your money. I can't do any of those things. Another one of my favorite games was this one, which is another one of the original ones, the coffee shop. You caught the bags of coffee. You could only carry, I think, up to 5 before your penguin falls over. You deposit them over here. And once you got a certain amount, this obviously is top quality gaming right here. It's what the pros aspire. I missed one. And then you unload a truck, and then the next time something comes around, they throw out anvils at you. Because that's something that people usually deliver their coffee with, is anvils. And you would want to avoid getting squished by the anvils, obviously. And then as you increase in level, they start sending out things like fish and... Oops. I think the next level is vases. It obviously gets more difficult as you go. And you carry too many of them, you get overwhelmed and you collapse. Same if you get hit by an anvil or, by a fish. Yeah. But you guys get the point of that one too. You just caught things, and I was good at it, quote unquote. I don't know how you measure goodness at these types of things, because it's obviously not made for my level, but I was good at it when I was playing it when I was younger. But you go up here, this Club Penguin Times, and they have Mancala, and they kind of added this section with the newspaper in it. If you look at the bookshelf, they've got the yearbooks for all the years that they were there. And the 10-year edition, I haven't been on for 10 years, but I've been on for 8 of 10 years. So if we start in 2008, this is when they had a medieval party, which I remember, and this is actually the introduction of card jitsu, which is one of the really fun things about Club Penguin. But that didn't come until way later in the year, so I was actually still around when the dojo was just a mysterious dojo building. 2009, they had the quest for the Golden Puffle, which was a cross-island game. 2010, 2010 is when the PSA exploded with popcorn and it was replaced by the EPF. The entire island was covered in popcorn. 2011, they introduced the Brown Puffle, which was kind of the beginning of bringing all the different kinds of Puffles, introducing them. The Avengers came out in 2012, so there was a big island-wide event with that. Dinosaurs, Rainbow Puffles, Star Wars. They introduced new the Cardjitsu element. 2014 they had the Penguin Cup because the World Cup was happening, and they introduced the cat and dog Puffles, and there was a Frozen event. Wild Puffles, so 2015 is when they had like the Bunny Puffle and things like that. I wasn't around much in 2015, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, this talked about like all the different things you could do. They had like quests you can take, you could play, different places you could go, games, like The Secret to Games. That was a good book. And if we went back downstairs, there's a pin up here in this corner, which there are collectible pins in the game, so you could. There's always one hidden like every month. So you found a pin, and then you just like collected it. And so after a while, they created this stamp book, which held all of your stamps in it, which were just like, you know, little achievements. But they also had all of the pins that you've ever found. I've only found 78, which is like tiny compared. But like, you know, 2008 were some of these pins. And then like the next pin wasn't until 2010. So I missed the entirety, like half of 2008 and the entirety of 2009. And I got 2011, 2012, and then they released a bunch with the trivia of the end of the game. But yeah, the stamp book was something that was released very late when I was on here. And it's a lot of things that you have to be a member to get. Let's go look at the Cardjitsu though, because this was an interesting addition. The dojo is just this building, and it used to be just this building, and then when you walked in, it was a tiny little room. But then when they added the new, the like elemental stuff, they created this giant area, so you could play the original Cardjitsu here, and then they had the 3 elements. And you had like the main deck of cards, and this was something you could do. You could get cards. You could get cards and put in codes and get more cards. I think I only ever had the standard deck. There may have been like a set of cards that I put in here once, but as you can see, I'm a complete ninja in Cardjitsu, and then I'm a fire ninja and a water ninja, and I'm not a snow ninja actually. I got a little over halfway there. And, you know, I'm not going to become a snow ninja in the next couple of days. But the interesting thing about the different games is that each one plays differently. So the fire game is different than the water game, is different than the snow game, and they're all different from the original Cardjitsu, but they all are based on those cards. Should we play a game? Let's play against this guy. You can see I'm a black belt, which is the highest. So the thing is elemental, so fire beats snow, water beats fire, snow beats fire, and you have to get one of these 2 combinations to win. Let's do fire card. So I win elementally. So then I want to get either another 2 fires, so I have like 3 different colors of fires, or I want to get one of each. Let's put snow. There's probably some strategy behind it, but I feel like it's also a lot of luck because you don't know what the other guy has. I don't know. Anyways, I lost. Let's play another one of my favorite games. The dance contest. The dance contest was always fun. That was another one that, because it's like Dance Dance Revolution but with a keyboard. And there was like one song that I mastered on like easy or something like that. I was not impressive. This is Cadence, and she's the DJ, the generic way. Again, a lot of the songs you can't play without being a member. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear the music for this. The lights change according to what level you are, and people show up depending on how good you are, and then the better you are, the cooler dance moves you start doing. This is hard to play on a tiny keyboard, though. If you get really good, the penguin actually does the worm, which is always entertaining. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there because I'm not doing good enough for this. And I've lost track of what number I was on. Because normally I know where I'm at based on how much of the combo I've gotten. gotten. As you can see, I'm not all that great playing with the tiny keyboard. Oh, there we go, that's the end. That wasn't great. Apparently I'm a dancing machine though anyways. 44 coins. Let's see how well I did. I got a B. That wasn't too bad. I've done better. Just trust me, guys, I've done better. Let's see. This was another original game that I liked, was the Kart Surfer. Again, I don't know how this is going to play on the tiny keyboard, but you just essentially did tricks on the cart. You know, just making sure you didn't fall out or fall over, and you hit these turns, and then you racked up as many points as you could. The ultimate guide that I showed you guys earlier had like a lot of secrets on how to do these tricks, like how to do the best tricks. I can never get a hang of them, so I just stuck to what I knew, and ta-da, already out. Let's go over to the island, because that was a big thing when they were announcing that they were closing. They had the island tip, which, you know, was a rumor like for a long time that the island, if you got enough people drilling on the island at the same time, the island would tip. But it was like a purely fan-made rumor for the longest time, and then they actually did it, and it was kind of their announcement that the game was closing, which I feel like is a really good way to go, is doing something like that. I was not on the site for that. I kind of wish I was, because that would have been cool. Let's go ice fishing, because this is another one of the original games. You just had the worm, and you know, moved it up and down in the water to collect the fish. And there was barrels that would knock the fish off your line. I can't remember. And then the pink puffle that comes by with hints that kind of like indicate the next level. I think you can catch something like 160 fish on here before the like game overs, or, you know, moves on, or tells you to get a life, because that sounds about right. There's a jellyfish there. They shock your line if you touch them. Oh yeah, and then there's sharks. I forgot about that. Sharks just come across the screen, and then you have to avoid them and the jellyfish. Yeah, see, they put the fin down across the bottom first, and then the shark comes. And if you got your line sitting around its mouth, it'll actually like chop off a significant chunk of your line. Well, next time one comes across, I'll show you. Here he comes. See, he chopped off my worm. These were like the original games. So these were like the ones that were around when the first game came, and then they like didn't change. Like nothing was added to them. But on the DS version of this, you can catch squid as well. And then at one point, the squids, or a crab brings across a treasure chest, so you can catch the treasure chest with the squid. But there's never been anything like that in this game. I mean, they've got the crabs that come across the top. And I think there's gray fish in here too, if you get to a certain level, because a lot of the achievements are getting a certain number of gray fish. But again, gotta be a member. A lot of people like complained about Club Penguin pandering for money, or not pandering, but I guess, you know, trying to make money by having a membership. And I read something that was like it promoted, like, not capitalism per se, but it was like it promoted a sort of class standing, because, you know, the kids with the memberships obviously had cooler things than the kids without the memberships. And I suppose that's true, but it really just depends on how much you care about those kinds of things, because I never really cared about having the coolest thing. I was just here to have fun, so I didn't ever have a problem with not having a membership unless there was something that I really, really wanted. And of course that faded away as I got older anyways. Like, there was nothing that I desperately wanted to have. I mean, I'd still like to get all the puffles, but I just didn't have a membership, and it was expensive, and people didn't get it for me. And then, like, there's a certain age where you stop asking. Like, I used to ask for memberships for things all the time, like for Christmas, because, you know, you just go down to the 7-Eleven and get like a 1-month membership. But there's like a certain age where you stop. Oh, look, it's the big fish. You stop asking for those things because you're too old and you just know that people aren't going to get it for you. And so I stopped asking for the memberships. Here, I think there's another. To get the big fish, you have to have a fish on your hook because it obviously needs a bigger bait. But there's like a certain number of fish that swim past at the end. I think this was the last fish. Yeah, there it is. So the big fish gets the big... I think I learned that from this book too, is that the big fish needs a big bait. And this was like, I think I came to this game a lot because it was guaranteed to get you a lot of money. And I like wanted to rack up as much money as I could, like I said, because I wanted to get all the puffles. And it just never happened. There's not really a lot left to show you guys. I mean, I showed you kind of all of my favorite games, all the places I used to go to. Let's go back to my igloo, just because, I know it's quiet there. Take care of my puffle. This was a new thing, too. You used to, I think it was just you had to feed them, and then it was like you actually had to take care of them after a while. And if you left them for too long, they actually ran away, which I think happened to me once or twice, that they ran away because I, like, just wasn't on enough, and then... And it's not always all of them, it's just some of them. Fuzz, by the way, I think was my first puffle, and this guy down here, Fiery, the red one, he was my second, because I think those were the first two you got without a membership. But I think Fuzz was my first one. And you can tell that the names I gave him were just genius. Like, blue was always my favorite color, so I think, or not always, but it was always one of my favorite colors, so I think that would have been the first one. But then, Fire, again, the names, they're slightly cringeworthy. Fire was, the black puffle became one of my favorite later on. This was something they added. They added a backyard. You can stop being banished to the backyard. Crazy, I'm sorry. They added this backyard to the penguins. So, you know, a lot of people's penguins, or not penguins, a lot of people's igloos are crazy. Let's see actually if we can visit some. Yeah, like this is insane. So this person's got like half a boat for their igloo. And my computer's actually taking a while to load things in. You get a card-jitsu thing. And people would have, like, parties in their igloos. So it's like they were actually, like, I guess, entertainment hubs. Yeah, I mean, that was Club Penguin. That's what I did on Club Penguin. That's all the things. And I'm sad to see it go, to be honest. Because, you know, I may have stopped playing as I got a little bit older. But it was fun, and I still do enjoy going on. I actually go on, like, fairly regularly. Like, not always, but I go on pretty regularly and see, you know, the new events that are happening. I tended to go on every time there was, like, a big Disney thing. So whenever a big movie came out that did really well, I would kind of go and check that out. But, like, you know, a lot has changed since I've been on Club Penguin, and not a lot of people, like, realize it, that it was like so dynamic. It was more than just a kid's game, and there was a lot of people who used it, you know, for fun. There were a lot of kids who went on it. It was not just for kids, it was for everybody, but I'm sad to see it go is the point of this video. And I thought I'd kind of show you guys the things I missed from it, or the things I would miss. This is a kind of different video, so let me know what you guys thought. I don't know how this is gonna look once it's edited and stuff, but tell me what you guys think, because I really like doing games, and I would not be amiss to putting more gaming videos on this channel. If there are games that you guys want me to play, like, you know, Flash games, because I have a Mac, and so there's not a lot of Steam games that will run on my Mac, and I've kind of like thought about putting the like PC on my Mac as well. I don't know though. So if there's like internet games that you want me to play, or other like childhood games that you want me to explore, or things like that, I'll totally do that stuff. I'm totally willing to put some games on here. I'm obviously going to do other things as well, but when I say I want to do everything on this channel, I really mean it. Like, my interests are vast, and I would be willing to put a lot of things on this channel. But if you guys want to see more game videos, I now have all the game like recording software, so I can do that. But yeah, if you guys ever played Club Penguin, let me know like what you guys are gonna miss about it or things like that. R.I.P. Club Penguin, I guess. I will see you guys in the next video. That's Mark's outro. I've been watching too much YouTube, guys. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. Like I said, comment below. Tell me if you played Club Penguin, and if you did, what you're going to miss the most about it. And let me know what else you want to see from the channel. And I will see you guys next month with more videos. Bye!